If you've never heard of Byton before, that's because this is an all-new startup car company that was founded back in 2016. I'm at the 2019 Consumer Electronics Show, and this is the all-new Byton M-Byte concept, a new electric SUV designed to go head-to-head with Tesla. Let's take a first look. So a little history about Byton. This is actually a company that was co-founded by the same guy who developed the BMW i3. They consider themselves to be a global company, kind of founded in Silicon Valley, but they will be producing their cars in China. So it has kind of a German and a Chinese lineage, but the cars will be produced in China. Now let's first talk about the design of the M-Byte. This is their compact crossover, This is their first vehicle at launch, and this car is actually about 85% production ready. They say that it'll be available in China in Q4 of this year, available in the US and in Europe in Q3 of 2020. Now the design of the front end definitely has a very interesting look to it. I see kind of some influence here from the Range Rover Velar perhaps. You have these LED headlights, you have this very interesting, unique grille, which isn't really a grille because it's an electric car, it doesn't really have a combustion engine. And the B emblem here, I see a lot of influence here from maybe Bentley. I mean, it's definitely a unique looking emblem, but some of you may even start comparing it to Bentley. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think the design of this car is nice looking or if it's a little bit weird. Now, underneath the hood, obviously I can't open this, but in terms of the powertrain spec, Byton says at launch this car will be available in two different powertrains. A standard model, which will be rear-wheel drive, which will have around 272 horsepower from a 71 kilowatt-hour battery. That'll go about 250 miles of range. The upgraded model will be an all-wheel drive version with basically 476 horsepower and a 95 kilowatt-hour battery. Now, Byton says that model will be able to go about 350 miles in terms of the range. From the side profile, you can see this is one seriously attractive looking vehicle. It doesn't have the typical kind of frumpy profile that a lot of other hybrids or EVs just have. Byton did a really good job with the actual design. This version has 22-inch wheels. Again, this is a concept car that Byton says is about 85% production ready. But I really like the two-tone here with the white and then the black roof. It's got like a panoramic roof. This is a big vehicle as well. Its wheelbase, Byton says, is around 116 inches long, and at 191 inches long, this is about the same size as most of those mid-size crossovers. So Byton's not really playing around. This is a little bit larger than a compact SUV, but not quite as big as some of the full-size SUVs that are also available. So at the rear of the M-Byte, you can see it's got a design that kind of mimics the front end, where it has those kind of skinny LED taillights, the same kind of intricate design that kind of goes into the lower fascia here. It's got that nice B that lights up, and then down here, you can see no exhaust tips, no like rear diffuser. It's just very clean, it's very elegant. It actually has a little bit more of a station wagon kind of vibe to it, but again, Byton calls this an SUV. It sits up a little bit higher than your typical car or hatchback. So looking at the interior of this M-Byte concept, holy I'm literally at a loss for words. This is, quite frankly, the largest screen I've ever seen in a car that is coming to production. And what Byton says, this is actually production ready. This 48-inch across screen is 10 inches tall, and this will be standard across the board. This 7-inch screen in the steering wheel, this is also coming to production as well. And in case you're wondering, they did say that the airbag was kind of mounted somewhere down here. The wheel itself is definitely interesting looking. It's going to surprise and confuse a lot of people because this is just screen overload. It's almost like Byton basically saw the 15 and 17 screens in Teslas and said, we're going to do a much larger screen. So I commend them. Now, in terms of interacting with this screen, Byton says that it's not actually a touch screen. You can't reach this. Now, it's either controlled with gesture controls or gesture commands or voice controls. So that's definitely something that I'm sure they're going to have to iron out the kinks and trying to get to work properly, because I'm imagining this is going to be a new technology. This car in general is going to have a steep learning curve when it does come to production. Even myself, who constantly deals with new cars like this, is really just impressive to me. Now, one thing that I also really like about this interior is the very low dashboard and the quality materials. If you guys have complained before about Teslas, for example, Byton has stitched the entire dashboard with leather. There's real wood, there's high quality carpet, there's really soft, supple leather, there's metal speakers for the vents, for the audio system. This is a really nice looking cabin that will really wow a lot of people. If this seriously makes it to production, I think a lot of people are going to be running in line to basically put their deposit down on this vehicle. Now, speaking of which, if you're wondering how much it's going to cost for a vehicle like this, here's the most unbelievable part. Byton says that it's going to start at $45,000 for a base rear-wheel drive model that'll go 250 miles of range. Now, of course, there's no pricing yet on the upper-level models that have, the all-wheel drive, but I would imagine something like this would top out around, $60,000. This is going to be competing with vehicles like the upcoming Tesla Model Y and Audi e-Tron. For Redline Reviews at the 2019 Consumer Electronics Show, I'm Byton M-Byte. seriously attractive looking vehicle.
Excuse me. Try again. Excuse me. Taking a video. Excuse me. Get the hell out. Thank you. Said excuse me too many times.